For this year's company retreat, we decided to do a new game jam, and the theme for this game jam was traversal. This was inspired by games like Chicken Horse, where you go from point A to point B and it's multiplayer. People can put traps for each other, and it's really, really fun. So we wanted to do this, but with EducationXR, right? And you can be in VR, you can be in 2D. And I created a little experience just to show how creative you could be to get from point A to point B, and I provided a locomotion rig for everyone to use where you can physically jump, you can climb. That was the starting point for everything, right? And from then on, people started having ideas and having fun.
Welcome to Platform Paranoia. In this chaotic multiplayer platformer, your goal is simple. Be the first to traverse the platforms to reach the finish line. But there's a twist. You can only see the platforms that match the color of your hat. Red, green, or blue. Put on a red hat, and only red platforms will appear. The rest will stay invisible. The odds may seem stacked against you, but the good news is you're not alone. Other players will don different colored hats, so each person will be able to see a different set of platforms. Can you make it to the goal without losing your footing or your mind?
I'm Ryan, and I worked on the art for Platform Paranoia. I was able to quickly repurpose some assets from the Adobe 3D library, and after making some modifications to the models and unwrapping their UVs, I used Substance Painter to create the textures. The base colors were specifically done in shades of gray, which allowed the designers more freedom to dynamically change colors for the various 3D assets that were used in the game.
So I'm Michael, and I help the team by providing some background music, some sound effects, and just general support, because this isn't my specialty, but I threw in where I could.
My name is Dave, and my biggest contribution to Platform Paranoia was building a power-up that allows you to see colors using a visor for a hat that you don't have, giving you a slight advantage over your opponents by allowing you to see where tiles are, if you can remember them, because there's a lot, but it might just give you the edge that you need to finish the game without somebody else helping you, which is the trick. You have to help people to get to the end, but you don't want to help people because they might get there before you.
What we did is we used the flow graphs to do a for loop and go through and disable the mesh renderers for every single platform. So all the platforms are invisible, with the exception of the purple ones that everyone can see. To put it simply, Flow enabled us to prototype quickly and efficiently. And this led to us creating a working prototype in about 2 to 3 hours, which was really fun to see and it's really encouraging for our team. And so, I think that rapid iteration is honestly the most powerful part of EducationXR.
Hello and welcome to Apple Chess Pie. So this is the game we built, and it involves several users trying to reach the other side of the chessboard, and the chessboard colors cycle between white and black. Users have the ability to either knock off another person or throw one of these apple bombs to destroy the floor their opponent is on, and as they fall, they respawn and try to reach the finish line.
As the 3D artist within our team, I was tasked to create assets using software like 3ds Max for modeling, Substance Painter for texturing, and Photoshop for any 2D elements. All of this while keeping close attention to poly count in order to keep the assets optimized for performance, as well as texture efficiency that keeps the look realistic and stylistically consistent. This is done to guarantee that the assets run smoothly within the game engine, which in this case is done by using Unity software. Collaboration with the team was also key, as I coordinated closely with designers and developers to ensure that all assets and the environment align with the game's intended visual style and cohesiveness, where every element feels unified and contributes to the overall aesthetic vision of the game.
My primary goal was to work on a game loop that randomized tiles phasing in and out, which happened to be accomplished through flow. Essentially, we utilize modulus functions to take a random number, essentially even and odd it. Even tiles corresponded with white, odd corresponded with black, and we would shift the tiles in and out in attempts to try and trip up the players as they navigated the map trying to reach the other side.
Coming in from several game jams, we've improved on the way we understood EducationXR's flow system. We were able to iterate a lot quicker and build these flow graphs in each of the several objects, from the bombs to the columns and as well as the platforms. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. We collaborated with several folks from our team in order to build a very fun game. Thank you all for watching.
What?